Now, Joe Gardner, the truth is that the next three commended poems all belong to Joe Gardner. So it's a package arrangement with Joe, nothing packaged about it at all. Joe Gardner's become dear to me. I know her really well. We've worked together in classes for some years, but her capacity to write wonderful poems way predates that. And last year, her first collection came out, The Impossible Shore, which I had the honor of launching. And her book, The Grass Cutters, comes to us, yes, at Five Islands Press next year. So we're just thrilled bits that we should end up with another one of our upcoming authors on the list. As Tegan says in her note here, which I'll go to, just in case anybody has any doubts on the matter, the judges were sorry, I'm at the wrong place. The judging process is, of course, completely blind. I was thinking as I read that, like love, right? Completely blind. And I know that to be the case because I looked at the 550 poems, I scanned them, I looked at the 100. You spend endless wasted hours trying to work out whose poem is whose, but in fact, we don't know, and they didn't know. But as she says here, we meet the poems on their own terms, untangled from knowledge of their creators. That's lovely. We did guess that tenancy and In the Mountains came from the same pen. They do look a tiny bit alike on the page, so I'm not surprised. Both display a compelling, spare, compressed approach to language wherein a rich layering of detail is rendered with a controlled musicality. That's beautifully said, I think. In Tenancy, which I think of the three is the one that Joe is going to read tonight. In Tenancy, we see the human, animal, vegetation in complex interconnection, nesting in the sense of shared space, shared homes. In the mountains, the forest and its creatures speak almost to themselves, the solidity of the bluffs contrasted with nature's ever-changing veils, mist, spider webs, valley pools, and silver-bladed wings. The speaker, materializing in the final line of the poem, seems to stand on the precipice of a deeper understanding, a deeper connection. Postscript to Summer, which is the third of the poems of Joe Gardner's commended. In this poem, the poet displays a versatility of form and brings the sense of encounter to a closer proximity. The personal is drawn into a position deeply inside the moment, the self subtly changed by the other agents present. Its images are crisp and complete. The reader is situated exactly in the place and time of the narrative, the time of day and year, the weather, clear after rain. The poem's language, images, and details all serve a structure of meaning-making, a rich symbolic work that offers a sublime example of the lyric at its best. And Tegan and the judges close here by congratulating Joe Gardner for the impressive feat of placing three poems in the final six, indeed six, in the top 50. And we'll stop embarrassing you now, Joe, but well done to you. And I'd like to invite Joe now to read Tenancy.
Thank you, Mark. Good evening, everyone. I'm coming to you from Gardiner country on the edge of the Blue Labyrinth in the Blue Mountains. It's a great privilege to be here with people who are my heroes. I'm much humbled by that. And to hear their extraordinarily beautiful lyric poems. I'm very grateful to Steve and to Mark for having this inaugural prize. Robert Gray means an enormous amount to me, as I'm sure he does to everybody. I remember reading a poem of his about 40 years ago in a Saturday paper, and it struck me so powerfully. I've never been able to find it since. Perhaps he altered the title, but it was about a man just getting up in the night and looking out the window. Yeah. And I can honestly say that every time I get up in the night, I look out the window and think of Robert Gray. So to be part of this prize is an enormous privilege, and I thank you for offering poets like me that opportunity. Poets, I guess, who are dedicated to the lyric, and to all things wild and unwild. This poem is called Tenancy. The body makes a home. The tree makes a box, our last home. Framed against the sky, its body unsure, a radiata pine, the black cockatoo's seventh pillar of heaven, fell in the August wind, cleaved the light, dropped its shadow slant across the day, smashed the fence, the goose grass, cut the power and the water. A foliage of live wires sparked broken pyres that offered no warmth, as beneath the unruined stars we slept in our frozen bed in the blacked-out street, and woke in a stupor of dense light to the clamour of the tenant bees. Their grief swarm beneath our window ledge, hungered for a new hollow, mourned emptiness, a nest of pine scent, their home breached as the body that owns our bundle of bones is a home soon gone, and all the stars stand back and stare.
Treat for me to